Let's heal some triggers together. I received a download in a meditation a couple of years ago and I made a YouTube video about it, and it's super cringy, so I figured I'm gonna make a new one. Since forever, I never understood memories and why we had them. I used to follow a lot of coaches and gurus, and they always said, go beyond your memories. Your memories are not you. Your past is your past. Try to be in the present moment. And if you are going to think about the future, just think about it for manifesting, but don't ever revisit the past. So I'm like, well, why do we have memories then? So I researched and researched. I never found anything about it. And then one day, a few years after, I just kind of let that go and I was like, whatever, we have memories. I just have to deal with it and maybe heal them. I had a download in my meditation and I got the immediate answers. For those of you who don't know what a download is, when you're meditating, it's like suddenly you get this USB of information. It's like you read a book in a split second. Picture our mind like this huge filing cabinet. And as soon as you open it, there are drawers. And every single drawer is an emotion, like love, happiness, overwhelming, abandonment. Like all the emotions that you can think of are all in this filing cabinet. Every single memory, from dropping a pen to huge core memories, are filed into this cabinet depending on the emotion you were feeling during that memory. For example, it's 2 p.m. on a Wednesday. I'm 6 years old. I'm running in the park with my friends. I'm excited and I'm happy, and that gets filed in the excited, happy drawers. I'm doing homework one day. I don't finish on time. I'm feeling frustrated. That gets filed in the frustrated drawer. Tiny little memories all filed into drawers. Understanding this is every single moment in your life, every single memory has an emotion attached to it. So if I don't have a lot of moments and memories of frustration, the frustration drawer won't be very full. So whatever emotion I have more of, that drawer will be filled with more of those memories. Now let's talk about core memories. Those are moments that hold more emotional value. So those memories take a lot more space, meaning the emotion that's attached to it is a lot bigger. For example, if I'm a kid holding a bug and the bug flies away, I may feel a little abandonment. It's a little memory. But if later on I keep getting abandoned by, let's say, a pet runs away, a more core memory would be a parent that leaves us or passes away. And now we feel totally abandoned. Our abandoned file, that drawer, will be very large, filled with memories of abandonment. So now in the present time, you're going about your day, you have this filing cabinet with all the emotions. And if somebody right now triggers that abandonment, think of it like that file opening up. You know, like Jim Carrey in Bruce Almighty when he opens the drawer and goes flying across the room. Kind of like what happens. Somebody brought up the emotion of feeling abandoned, creating a new memory, and that file, that drawer is so filled with it that your emotional reaction will not match exactly what's happening. That's because you have felt it so many times that that file is too big in your mind. The reason this explanation is so important to know is because awareness is the first step to healing our triggers. The reason we're so reactive to those things is because we've lived them so often. And that file may be so full that you feel like you can't take it anymore. The second reason it's important to know that is for validation. Like what I'm doing right now is I'm opening up your cabinet. I'm taking that little drawer of validation and I'm validating what you're feeling. And you need to also do that for yourself. When you are feeling those emotions, repeating to yourself, it's okay to feel. I'm allowed to feel. Now, here's why memories are so important. Let's say you're driving in the car and a random memory pops up. And I'm not talking about a core memory. I'm talking about some weird, small memory of somebody you met like 20 years ago and you're just thinking about them. I want you to become aware of the emotion that you're currently feeling, because that is connected to the emotion that you were feeling with that random memory. What I mean is, if a memory from the past pops up now, is that an emotion that you were feeling back then, you are currently connected to that somehow. You are feeling some sort of emotion that was related to the emotion that you were feeling in the past. So your past and your present are connected through the emotional feeling that you are currently feeling. Now, it takes practice to do this, and it takes you to say, what am I feeling? So when a memory pops up, immediately, what am I currently feeling? And if you practice this for the small random memories, when a huge core memory that may be traumatizing, that may be causing your triggers, pops up out of nowhere, instead of having a huge emotional response, you are now becoming hyper self-aware. Like you're opening up the cabinet, you're opening up the drawer, you're saying, what am I feeling? What are the memories attached to this? Okay, this is what I'm feeling. And you validate yourself. It's okay to feel. I'm allowed to feel. every time you get triggered, like that emotional drawer pops open and you feel just overwhelmed, angry, upset, any kind of feeling, you are going to go into survival. And you are either going to fight a person, you're going to want to get out, you're going to flight, or you're going to freeze and not know what to do. Now, some people have the fawn response, which is agreeing and just being like, That is a secondary emotion after the fight, flight, freeze. Our initial reaction, let's say, to a bear would be either to fight the bear, to run away, or to just freeze and like play dead. You're not going to look at the bear and start agreeing and be like, oh yeah, what a beautiful fur coat you have. That is a secondary emotional response that we have developed over the years when we're in the workplace, for example. If our boss is upsetting us, we can't fight, we can't run out all of a sudden, or we can't just freeze and not say anything. So we've learned to just, yeah, sure. It's your brain trying to protect you because you're in survival. You feel that you're in danger emotionally or physically. So those are natural human emotions. They're not things that you have to overcome, but there are things that you can work with. Because it is not about not feeling those negative emotions, because all humans feel them. It's about how to feel them. And how to feel them is awareness and validation. So revisiting your memories isn't a bad thing. It's about finding the balance of what to do when you're going into those memories. Either when you want to feel something happy and remember something beautiful that you've lived, or going into a small meaningless memory or a huge core memory, but becoming aware of the emotion that is attached to that memory. And those emotions, the more you have them, the bigger the trigger. So having a huge file of very traumatic memories, when you open up that file, you're becoming aware. When you start to validate each memory, you are working with them and you are letting them go. Working with them, letting them go. So it's awareness, validation, and healing. If you have any questions on this, feel free to ask me in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe for more wellness content.